take my baby for a ride. Ooh, she's like a smooth stretch of highway. Ooh, like a cool summer breeze. If my motor's running right, we might lose control tonight. Got the shape I love to squeeze, looks that bring me to my knees. Oh please, let it roll tonight.
And welcome into the North Coast Game of the Week. And as you can see, we are in Huron. And this was actually shot back during the summer, but on Friday when this game took place, it felt like a nice breezy summer day as we got ready for the Huron Tigers and the Margaretta Polar Bears. I am Mike Lilge, sitting in for Mark Fogg. Mark down in South Carolina, spending time with the grandkids. And as you can see, they are honoring Steve Camilla in Huron. He is their athletic director, going to be retiring after 12 years. And it was a really cool ceremony. They honored him, and he actually got to lead the team out onto the court. I don't know. That's the first time I've seen an athletic director do that. There we are. Welcome to the jungle. Long-time rivals, the Huron Tigers and the Margaretta Polar Bears. There you go. State championship from back in the day. Oh, and here it is. Steve Camilla bringing him out. Steve, you got to work on that left hand, though, buddy. Huron Tigers came in at 7-9 overall. They were 3-4 in the SBC Bay Division. Margaretta came in at 15-2 overall, 7-0 in the SBC Bay Division. There's the Polar Bears. Bay Bell Restaurant.
Pre-game.
It brings you the pregame. Sorry about that, Mr. Whaley.
Okay.
And the Huron Pep Band was out in full force. Tom and I were just talking beforehand. Their pep band, they bring it in Huron. Sometimes they've got an electric bass there. Sometimes they've got a gong.
No gong.
No gong this week, though. And there you see the coaches, Steve Keller Jr. and first-year head coach Toby Miller. Toby played and graduated from Margaretta. This is their second matchup of the year. There you see Bobby James hiding in the background, too. Margaretta won the first matchup 60-38. Polar Bears, as I mentioned, trying to set up a huge game next Friday against Willard for the SBC Bay Division Championship. And you see the Margaretta cheerleaders were ready. There's a future Tiger. He's locked in. Uh-oh. Got a little freaked out there. Our Fan of the Week is brought to you by Snow Trails. The Snow Trails Winter Resort. Maybe we'll actually get some winter here.
Mike Zoll.
Mike Zoll. Long-time Margaretta family and supporters. The Zoll family. Mike Zoll, our Snow Trails Fan of the Week. That's one thing about these local communities. You know these guys are going to come out and support their team.
Great floor shot. Good, nice job.
Steve Keller Sr. There you see Margaretta faithful sitting with Huron faithful getting along. That's what we like to see. Oh, there you see the Steve Camilla heads. Oh, and you see the little Steve Camilla temporary tattoos as well. Some of the students and cheerleaders were wearing those. There's a look at the Polar Bears. Julian Washington coming into your screen, one of their better players, one of the better players in the area.
60 degrees out. What are we doing in a gym?
That's right, it was 60 degrees out. And it made that gym hot on Friday night.
By the way, Mark Fogg, I'm going to take your job.
Just for this week. Mark will be back next week. Uh-oh. We're on camera. You've been caught. A lot of people piling into the gym. That's what you like to see.
Let's go!
These backyard rivals, packed gyms. The Margaretta student section ready to go. There you see the Polar Bear cheerleaders again. Huron comes into the game. They average 49.8 points per game. They give up 48.7. And again, our pregame brought to you by the Bay Bell Restaurant. Polar Bears come in averaging 65.6 points per game. They only give up 43.5. Oh, there's some local luminaries, Billy Hayen and Troy Baumgartner. Billy is everywhere. I don't know how he does it. Here it is. Mr. Camilla being honored by Amy Springer, who is the chairwoman of the Huron Athletic Boosters. It was kind of cool. After the game on BCSN, we made Steve our pancake player of the game. He enjoyed being interviewed. 12 years. That is a tough job to do, and he is going to have big shoes to fill. That is for sure. North Coast Game of the Week, Tigers and Polar Bears. Well, look at that. A beautiful day out on the lake. As we get ready for the first quarter, brought to you by the Old Fish House. And it really is amazing, as someone who grew up in Huron, what they have done down there on the pier. It is definitely a must-stop when you're out and about. As we are underway, Tigers with the basketball first. Tigers on this night went with their regular starting five. You have Charlie Hardy, who wears 0, Ryan Sass, who wears number 3, Jackson McNulty, who wears number 4, Tommy McDonald, who wears 11, and Landon Holler, who wears number 12. Tigers being very patient, good sound defense by the Margaretta Polar Bears. We will see Julian Washington during the course of the game, but had some migraine issues and didn't start on Friday night, but Tate Bailey started. He wears number 10. You had Nolan Wiley. He wears number 20. Judah Keller wears number 22. Gage Bodie wears number 24. And Tyson Bailey wears number 40. It can sometimes be a broadcaster's nightmare when you're doing a Margaretta game because they have 3 Baileys on their team, and when they're all out on the floor together, you're just saying Bailey a whole lot. But there's Judah Keller with the bucket. And we'll get another look at it here. Brought to you by Matthews Ford, slow motion instant replays. The Polar Bears defense turning into offense. And you can see Judah, a strong kid, even though maybe not the tallest kid on the floor, he uses that size and strength to his advantage. And again, we would ask you to keep it local and visit all the local sponsors you see down there in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This game got off to kind of a rocky start, a lot of turnovers both ways. Pay attention, Troy Baumgartner. Tate Bailey almost got himself into trouble. Pull-up jumper, rebounded by Landon Holler. These teams both play in the SBC Bay Division in almost all the sports. Margaretta plays in the River Division in football, so they have not played football against each other in a few years. Although that would be a fun game to bring back. Whoa, look out. Tom Whaley wide open on the baseline. Turnover by the Polar Bears gives it back to the Tigers. You can see on the scoreboard there, still 2-0. Again, this game got off to a bit of a rough start as Jackson McNulty draws the foul, puts it in, gives us a little flex. McNulty, the leading scorer on the year for the Huron Tigers at 15.3 points per game. We've seen him go over 30 points in games this year. Just a big, athletic kid. Tigers have been playing without Cody Scroggins since the 7th game of the season, so they lost one of their senior scorers. There you see the scoreboard as the Tigers take their first lead of the game, brought to you by Civista Bank. And that young man can really shoot it. That is Charlie Hardy, who has been bombing from beyond the arc all year at 43%. And he would make a bunch of those in this game. Nice job by the Polar Bears to break the pressure, and Nolan Wiley finishes it up. And we'll get another good look at it here, brought to you by Matthews Ford. Gage Bodie with the great look ahead, Wiley with the good catch in the finish. And a foul going to be called there again. Keep it local, please. Visit all the sponsors you see down in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Landon Holler, a sophomore for the Huron Tigers, had a really nice football season for him as a defensive back. It's Tommy McDonald, one of the Tiger juniors who has stepped into that starting lineup this year. Foul going to be called there. You think about Tiger basketball, they did not win the SBC Bay Division last year. They finished behind Willard, but they did make a run all the way to the district championship game. McNulty with another bucket. Time for the By the Numbers play of the game, brought to you by James Ritzot, CPA, Income Tax and Accounting, and he's going to be a pretty busy guy here these next couple of months. And look at McNulty. Little old school reverse layup. And again, that brought to you by James Ritzot, CPA, Income Tax and Accounting. I could never imagine what it's like being in that business when you come to tax season, working around the clock to get everything done. But I was starting to say, Tigers lost in the district championship game in Norwalk last year to Cardinal Stritch. 2 years ago, though, Huron in Division II won their district championship as they beat Lexington. Pull-up jumper too strong there from Hardy. We had a rebound on the backside, but I believe McNulty was stepping out of bounds. And North Coast Game of the Week. You can find it online at northcoastgameoftheweek.com. You can find it on YouTube as well. And a big special thanks. Please support these local businesses. Eight to 4, Tigers lead the Polar Bears. You see it on the Civista Bank scoreboard. So the Tigers overcome some turnovers early to take a 4-point lead, and a big defensive play there by Landon Holler. You can see the smile on Gage Bodie's face after he got his shot blocked. Getting another good look at it here, brought to you by Matthews Ford. It's a really good job by Bodie working that baseline, but a good recovery by Holler. Gage Bodie is the only senior on this Margaretta team that sees a lot of playing time. So they are still a young team despite their record. Micah Groot, Levi's brother, the other senior. Offensive rebound and put back, and another tip back by Julian Washington. And we'll get a good look at it here. And boy, did Julian Washington have a good all-around game for the Margaretta Polar Bears. Margaretta doesn't have a lot of size down low, so Julian has to go down there and mix it up a little bit. And there you see the putback. Julian, their leading scorer on the year, averaging 19.9 points per game. And not to spoil the surprise, but he goes over his scoring average in this game tonight. There you see The crowd definitely grew as we got closer to the varsity game, to the point where there's people standing in the doorway trying to catch a good look. McNulty, no. Polar kept it alive. Good open look from the backside. That one was knocked down by Grant Perriott, a freshman who has entered the Tiger rotation of late. Mentioned, there's the answer by Julian Washington. I mentioned the Tigers have been without Cody Scroggins for a while because he broke his leg, as we'll get another look here. Brought to you by Matthews Ford. Just a smooth-looking jump shot from the corner. Knocking down the three. But not only did they lose Scroggins, then they had a player on their team who could only play the first half of the season because of the transfer rules and moving into the school district. So Grant Perriott has been that guy who has stepped up to fill some of those minutes. Landon Holler saved it, but right to Bodie. Bodie got it ahead to Cale Bailey. Cale, just a freshman. Played a lot in the JV game as well. Big block shot almost led to a turnover, though, for the Tigers. Tommy McDonald had a really nice game the first time these two matched up. Margaretta did a much better job defending him this time around. Tough luck foul there on Bodie. And you can see on the scoreboard there with the minute 16 to play in the quarter, 11-9 the Tiger lead. Good defense there by Judah Keller with his grandpa watching there in the background. Tigers being very patient. And Tommy McDonald with a nice little up and under shot. Got to the bucket and scored. This is our pancake play of the game, brought to you by the Sandusky Bay Pancake House. Tommy McDonald going to get a $10 gift card for the Sandusky Bay Pancake House. Steve Schuster does such a great job supporting our local students and athletes. Sometimes he supports my stomach as well, every now and then. There you see Tommy McDonald taking it to the rack. The pancake play of the game, brought to you by Sandusky Bay Pancake House. Tommy, I've got some advice for you on how to spend that $10. Hit me up. I'll let you know what's really good on that menu. Besides everything. Turnaround good. So that McDonald bucket made it 13-9 in favor of the Tigers nearing the end of the first quarter. Looked like the Tigers were going to lead at the end of the first quarter, but watch the Margaretta Polar Bears here. A bucket, a steal, great pass, Washington to Cale Bailey. And we'll get another look at it here. And Charlie Hardy that time just didn't look it in. Washington came up with it. Really unselfish. And a good bounce pass to Cale Bailey. And all of a sudden, we are tied up at 13. Another steal by the Polar Bears. Kept alive and put back at the buzzer. How about that for some momentum to end the quarter as Tate Bailey off the rebound banked it home. So the Polar Bears have the lead to end the first quarter. Tigers played pretty well, but the Polar Bears got it done here in the last couple of seconds, and we see it again, brought to you by Matthews Ford. Good look at it by Washington. And you see McNulty tip it out, but guess who's right there? Tate Bailey got it away. Bank shot is good. And just like that, it is 15-13 at the end of the first quarter in favor of the Margaretta Polar Bears. As we get ready to go here in the second quarter, another beautiful shot of Huron. Second quarter brought to you by Restore Pro, disaster cleanup and restoration. Our buddy Brian Schwab working for Restore Pro. Also brought to you by James Rootsot, CPA, Income Tax, and Accounting. I can't tell you how many places I've worked at where Brian Schwab worked there. What a beautiful day this was. Barely even a ripple on the river. There you see the scoreboard brought to you by Civista Bank. Polar Bears with that flurry at the end of the quarter. And a 3 rims out. Mentioned that Margaretta won the game 60-38 the first time around. And that was a game where Margaretta kind of wore Huron down as we went along. Another just beautiful looking jump shot from the foul line. Good feed, nice little turnaround jumper. That was Nolan Wiley with the assist. It's probably a good way to get an assist. Get the ball to Julian Washington. McDonald lost the basketball, and another tough luck foul will go against the Polar Bears. Tate Bailey will pick it up on the hustle play. There you see Steve Keller Jr. Polar Bears don't make it easy on you defensively, that's for sure. And we will have a timeout, and you see Coach Miller not too thrilled. Signs of good business. Please support these local businesses. Brady Signs. The Bay Bell. Crush Wine Bar. J Bistro. Cameo Pizza. S&H Blinds and Floors. Pizza House West. Groff Family Services. Remax Quality Realty, Linda Armstrong, and the A-Team. Fosco Cement. Back to the action. And the Polar Bears again defensively get it done and get it ahead to Keller. Couldn't finish, but there was Washington to clean up that missed layup and score. It's always a good mentality to have, to never assume that the layup is going to be made. I like Nolan Wiley trying to help out his teammate there, pushing Cale Bailey over into the corner. Didn't quite get there in time, though. Good catch and drive by Perriott, and the little teardrop floater. As we get another look, brought to you by Matthews Ford. Good save by Wiley. A big block down low. Polar Bears come back up with it, though. There you see the score. Margaretta with the lead on our Civista Bank scoreboard. Another offensive rebound, and this time Washington will put it in and draw the foul. Margaretta Polar Bears in this game ended up with 13 offensive rebounds, and they were able to cash in on a lot of these second and third chance opportunities. See Julian with the rebound. Nice little head fake. Hooping some harm, as Bill Raftery used to say. Trying to make it a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Missed the free throw, but there's the Bears again on the offensive board, and it leads to a bucket. And it leads to a timeout. There you see it in the background. 26-15 now. Margaretta with the advantage. Thank you for your support. please support these local businesses. Matthews Ford, Cook Aluminum, Hermes Parker Concrete, Wake Up and Waffle, Noble Fun, Schmid Architects, Steinemann Hafner Insurance, Payne Nichols and Company, Sandusky Steel and Supply, Gnomes Podiatric Medicine. Did I get it that time? All right. I had trouble with that one during football season. Tigers coming out of the timeout, trying to get their offense going again. Nice little crossover there by McDonald, and he drew the foul before the shot. But one thing Margaretta did do on a negative point in this one was they committed a lot of fouls, and the Tigers got themselves in the bonus early on. Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Margaretta. Line drive jumper knocked down by Cale Bailey. You can see the clock in the background there. Almost to the halfway mark of quarter number 2, and Margaretta has taken control of this one. Battle for the loose ball, and Washington lays it in. And we'll get another look at this one because it is Bringing the Heat, brought to you by Gunlock Sheet Metal. Julian Washington again turning defense into offense. Good timing there. And then just beats Perriott to the ball. Good body control to lay it in. And again, that was our Bringing the Heat play, brought to you by Gunlock Sheet Metal. I always like that shotter they're building there at night. Remember, the Tigers were up 13-9. It looked like they were going to have a lead at the end of the first quarter. And the Polar Bears kicked it into high gear. There you see 30-16 now. It's a big bucket from Charlie Hardy. Tigers needed that one badly. Turnover against Margaretta. McNulty trying to go to work in the paint. And a foul again against the Polar Bears. Good open look. Charlie Hardy knocks down another 3. He would hit 6 of those during the game. Keller with the head fake and drive. Bears almost had another offensive rebound taken away by the Tigers, though. Charlie Hardy that time didn't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Landon Holler drew the foul. And we'll get another look at this. Brought to you by Matthews Ford. Hardy left that one a little bit short off the top of the backboard. That is legal as long as it doesn't touch that piping back there behind the backboard. It is still in play. Tigers' free throw shooting did not help them during the course of this game. Washington passes out of the high post, and a big 3 for the Margaretta Polar Bears. Good ball movement. Hardy slow to recover. Tate Bailey knocking down the triple. Yeah, Margaretta, only 2 seniors on their roster. Gage Bodie, really the only one who plays a lot of minutes, but they are a pretty deep team. They play a number of kids, and they all contribute. Again, we ask you to keep it local and visit all the sponsors down there in the lower left-hand corner. McNulty with the step through. You can see there we hit the 2-minute mark of quarter number 2. Judah Keller a little bit off the mark. Tigers trying to make a little bit of a run here at the end of the quarter to make this manageable at halftime. There's Charlie Hardy open again. Too strong with it that time. Good pass ahead. McNulty got the rebound, but threw it away. Right back to the Polar Bears the ball goes. Margaretta showing some patience here. There you see our score, 33-23 on the Civista Bank scoreboard. And watch this play. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. We have a similar play coming, though. That time Keller stepped out of bounds. Can the Tigers get another bucket here before the end of the second quarter? Landon Holler got it to go and drew the foul. We'll get a good look at it here. Slow motion instant replay brought to you by Matthews Ford. Watch Landon go to the left hand. Good strength. Took the contact, finished the bucket. However, the free throw was no good. That gave the Tigers 25 points nearing halftime. Saved. Still loose. Straight on 3. Judah Keller. And that is a backbreaker. What a save over there. As we'll get another look at it, that was Keegan Morris, number 12, as this is your Civista Bank play of the game. And we'll see Keegan Morris save the day. Keeps it in play. Somehow it got through 2 Tigers. Good unselfish pass. And Judah Keller knocks it down. Big 3 at the buzzer. Margaretta leads Huron 36-25 as we hit halftime at Huron High School. And again, the play of the game is brought to you by Civista Bank. They are focused on you. Polar Bears with the lead as they head to halftime in this battle of 2 longtime rivals. Another beautiful shot of the Huron River as we get ready for the third quarter. It is brought to you by Hartung Title, supporting local athletics for generations. That is a gorgeous view there. We are so blessed to have our communities be on the lake and bay like this. Tigers Pep Band hasn't given up on the game, even though the Polar Bears have a 36-25 lead on the Civista Bank scoreboard. know Tom Whaley misses the gong, though.
Oh, never bring that back. Still haunts me, man.
There you see the Huron cheerleaders with all their Steve Camilla temporary tattoos. At least I think they're temporary. That would be tough to explain to your parents that you went home with a bunch of permanent Steve Camilla tattoos. North Coast Game of the Week. Again, you can check it out on northcoastgameoftheweek.com, or you can also find it on YouTube. Signs of good business. Please support local business. There's Capizzi's Pizzeria, Noble Axes, Wendy's, the Marketplace downtown. Lots of great stuff in the Marketplace. Dietrich Motors, Murray & Murray, and Hartung Title. Don't forget Wake Up and Waffle. You know, it's been a pretty good officiated game when you haven't really noticed those guys to this point. Polar Bears had a little bit of foul trouble going into the third quarter. See Julian Washington out there starting the third quarter. Again, didn't get a chance to start the game back in the first quarter. He was dealing with some migraine issues. But the way he played, you wouldn't have known it. That one, everything but in, rattled the rim and out. Polar Bears keeping possession. Washington got caught in between three defenders, but found an open Tate Bailey. Knocked down another jumper. Margaretta extending that pressure. And a big three, Charlie Hardy from the corner. Tigers need more of that. Huron played hard for 4 quarters. Did what they could to stay in it. Oh, beautiful backdoor lob. Bodie found Julian Washington, and this is the Paving the Way play of the game, brought to you by Hermes Parker Concrete. And take a look at how they set this up. Now Julian going around the end there. Nice little back screen set. And good catch and finish. Paving the Way, brought to you by Hermes Parker Concrete. Tigers breaking the pressure. Ryan Sass got his own rebound. McDonald hopped into some trouble, kicked it back out. Good attempt there from Sass, but Tyson Bailey came up with it. And Tyson Bailey on the other end couldn't quite finish. Landon Holler able to let the defense clear with the head fake and score. Here's another look brought to you by Matthews Ford. Holler using the backboard. This is a good pass ahead by Sass as well. Oh, nice baseline drive and a pass from Bodie to Tyson Bailey, who lays it in. Couldn't convert there for Holler, but nope, I guess he wasn't fouled. It was a turnover against the Huron Tigers. Tigers ended up with 13 turnovers. Polar Bears give it right back. Here you see Coach Toby Miller in his first year at Huron High School as their varsity basketball coach. Good closeout on Hardy, but Landon Holler knocks down the three. See the score up there? Tigers hanging around, 42-33. Didn't feel like the Margaretta Polar Bears ever really gave them that knockout punch. That they were never really in trouble, but they never really put the Tigers away until the very end. We had another Julian Washington bucket. Tyson Bailey able to keep the pivot foot there on the rebound. Wide open from the corner. Gage Bodie knocks it down. We'll get another look here brought to you by Matthews Ford. And one thing you notice about the Margaretta basketball team, they are very unselfish. It has been a very good basketball season in Castelia. Both the boys and the girls team are state ranked in the AP polls. The boys 15-2 coming into this game. The girls 19-1. Pull-up jumper McDonald, too strong with it. Judah Keller a little bit short. There you see the score on our Civista Bank scoreboard. 47-33. Tigers just had trouble all night stringing baskets together, possession by possession. They went for the lob to McNulty. Wiley with the pass ahead. Washington left it short, got his own rebound, and a whistle and a foul with 2:24. North Coast Game of the Week. Thank you for your support. Please support local business. The Good Time Lake Erie Cruises. Wake Up and Waffle, Schmid Architects, Shore House Tavern, The Crimus Company, Pizza House West. Every time I see a pizza place, it reminded me that Friday was National Pizza Day. I hope you guys all got a chance to celebrate in your own way. Polar Bears with the basketball. There you saw with 1:50 left, a big three knocked down by Nolan Wiley. We'll get another look at it here. Brought to you by Matthews Ford. Again, Polar Bears, not a lot of experience, but a lot of players who contribute. And we'll have a timeout called by the Huron Tigers as Margaretta threatening to put this one away. And now it is time for a North Coast moment brought to you by Shores and Islands of Ohio. A North Coast moment, again brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio. On a beautiful summer day, there aren't very many places better to hang out than Quarry Hill. 50-33, Polar Bears with the advantage. Margaretta trying to go 8-0 in SBC Bay Division play. Caught a quick shot of some old coaches there in the background. That three off the mark. Had Dino Caparini there. Of course, he was a longtime basketball coach for the Huron Tigers. And Ed Kurt, the superintendent of Margaretta. One-time head coach of the Sandusky Blue Streaks. A minute left to go here in quarter number 3. You had no doubt that there would be a big turnout from the fans from Castalia. Margaretta Polar Bears giving themselves a fairly comfortable lead here as they are heading towards the fourth quarter. Can the Tigers get a bucket here before the end of the quarter? McNulty. And for the first time tonight, we won't get a buzzer beater from Margaretta, but we do have a Margaretta 52-33 lead on the North Coast Game of the Week. As we get ready to start the fourth quarter, it is brought to you by the Bay Bell Restaurant. There you see another beautiful park in Huron. Also brought to you by Toth Funeral Home and Crematory. Tigers have the ball to start the quarter, but they are trailing 52-33. But like I mentioned, the Tigers showed no quit in this one, as you see McNulty battling on the boards. Couldn't cash in. That's Joe Wood. Offensive rebound, put back in a foul. And this is the team play of the game, brought to you by Trina Sidoti from Berkshire Hathaway. There you see McNulty had a couple looks at it. And then it's kept alive. Good hustle there by Joe Wood. Joe Wood got the baseline, drew the foul, heading to the line for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. And again, the team play of the game brought to you by Trina and Company. Check them out, Berkshire Hathaway. Joe Wood couldn't convert on the free throw. Again, please keep it local and visit the local businesses you see down in the lower left-hand corner. A whistle and a foul away from the basketball. Jackson McNulty being very aggressive, but there's Landon Holler to clean it up. Tigers ended up with 13 offensive rebounds themselves. Cale Bailey got fouled. Margaretta students like the call, of course. Signs of good business. Gunlock Sheet Metal. Schmid Architects. Mags Automotive and Machine. Holler Furnace and Sheet Metal. Crush Wine Bar. David E. Cook Funeral Homes. Pizza Brothers, home of the foldover. Dockside Cafe, they'll be opening up pretty soon. O.E. Meyer Company. Toff Funeral Home and Crematory. Well, actually, maybe not that soon. Maybe I'm just trying to wish March and April away and get us to May. I keep forgetting it's still only February because it was 60 degrees there for a couple days. Polar Bears stay relentless. 54-37, the Polar Bear lead on the Civista Bank scoreboard. There's that man again, Charlie Hardy, finished with 18 points for the Tigers, made 6 3-pointers. Thank you for your support. Please support these local businesses. Daly's Pub, UBS Financial Services, Fidelity National Title, Leslie Murray Law, The Landmark Kitchen and Bar, Luco, O.E. Meyer Company Propane Division, Pizza Brothers, Fosco Cement, Groff Family Services, Murray & Murray, Mags Automotive, Toff Funeral Home and Crematory, Linda Armstrong Remax. I mentioned Charlie Hardy finished with 18. Then you got 13 points from Jackson McNulty. And Landon Holer finished with 10 for the Tigers. Here you see Cale Bailey, number 5 for the Polar Bears, just a freshman. At the line, one of their seniors, Gage Bodie. You look at Margaretta on this Friday evening. They got 25 points from Julian Washington. Also, 10 points from Judah Keller. Keller up with it. Oh, nice look ahead. Couldn't finish on the layup, though. Tigers out of the conference race this year, as this one will drop them to 3-5 in the SBC Bay Division. Trying to regroup. Tournament play just around the corner. Still have a few games left in their regular season schedule, though. Both these teams do. The Margaretta Polar Bears have 4 games left. As you take a look at the scoreboard there, Polar Bears up 56-41. And there's Grant Perry out again. So a timeout going to be called here by the Margaretta Polar Bears. Good teaching moment there for Coach Keller. Polar Bears with this win, 16-2 overall, 8-0 in SBC Bay Division play. McNulty going to work down on the block. And a foul going to be called there as that ball got stuck on Washington's head and he got swatted. Tough little floater there by Washington. By winning this one, Margaretta stays alone in first place in the Bay Division. They have a 1-game lead in the loss column on Willard. They beat Willard head-to-head first time around down in Willard. Now, coming up on Friday, they will get the rematch in Castelia. There you see the Steve Camilla heads again. Look at those guys. Too much gray in that dude's hair, though. Corey Britton with no hair. Maybe he's got the right way to go about it. Another jumper knocked down by Tate Bailey. That game Friday, Polar Bears and Flashes is going to be a big one. 60-45, the Polar Bear lead on the Civista Bank scoreboard. And I would suggest, if you plan on going to it, you should buy a pre-sale ticket, because I would guess that they are going to sell out pretty quickly. Or I would suggest maybe you just watch it on the North Coast Game of the Week. NorthCoastGameOfTheWeek.com or on YouTube, because that is where Tom Whaley is going to be next Friday. Doesn't get much bigger than an end-of-the-season battle for a conference championship. At this point, even if Margaretta loses that game to Willard, they still have a chance then to win their last league game against Edison and win a share of the conference titles. We'll get another look at this, brought to you by Matthews Ford. Tommy McDonald. Nice little scoop shot there over the shoulder. But I am sure everyone in Castalia is thinking, why share the title when we could just win it outright? So that one is going to be a lot of fun next Friday. See Gage Bodie bring that ball back out as Margaretta using some clock here. Up 60-47. And now the Tigers will start giving fouls. Cale Bailey, the freshman, finished with 8 points. Offensive rebound grab there by Hardy. Margaretta ended up being the number 2 seed in their Norwalk district when it comes to tournament. They had a tournament draw for boys basketball this past Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. (62-48) Polar Bears with the advantage on the Civista Bank scoreboard. Hard to believe, but tournament basketball just around the corner. The girls basketball teams have their last regular season games this week, and then they will go into tournament play next week. Of course, the Margaretta girls made that run all the way to the state semifinals last year, got to play down at the University of Dayton. McNulty with the nice spin move and finish. Tigers continuing to bring the pressure here. And a foul with 48.3, 66-55. That'll be the final. And again, Margaretta now 16-2 overall, 8-0 in Bay Division play. Huron 7-10, 3-5 in Bay Division plays. You saw the final score on our Civista Bank scoreboard. Again, this has been Mike Lilgy sitting in for Mark Fogg. Next Friday on the Game of the Week, it is a big one. Margaretta hosting Willard. Again, check it out, NorthCoastGameOfTheWeek.com, or you can find it on YouTube. Big thank you to Mark Fogg for taking a little bit of a vacation so I could come in here and do this. Polar Bears with the big win.